or becoming more demanding, like, I need you to press that button and let me go, motherfucker. Something. And I am making this video today because I briefly want to talk about Tyler Perry's new film, Mea Culpa. I watched it like a few days ago, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. I did take some notes and just give my thoughts and opinions about the movie. And yeah, so I'm sure you know by now. Came to this video with the title and noticed the title. You've seen the movie, heard about the movie. To be honest, I've been watching a lot of the reviews and stuff, and a lot of the reviews I do agree with. I think if you decide now at this point in time to watch anything Tyler Perry, that your expectations should not be so high. And I came into watching the film with, I want to say low expectations, but I expected a Tyler Perry film, and that's what he did. That's what he gave us, a Tyler Perry movie. And I've been watching interviews and things like that, like with Kelly Rowland. I like Kelly Rowland. I think she's done, she's improved so much in her acting, since Freddy vs. Jason and everything like that. And I've just been seeing them, promoting the film, and it's an erotic thriller, pretty much. So, and I've seen interviews with Tyler Perry, and he's talking about how he's paying homage to erotic thrillers. And the nature of erotic thrillers is to, for the most part, emphasize sex and lust and passion, as well as some criminal activity, some mystery, and a threat of danger, pretty much. Some just cheating, there's fetish, whatever, so like your basic erotic thrillers I can think of offhand is like Basic Instincts, Fatal Attraction, was it Unfaithful, Unfaithful, the Twas series, Twas 1, 2, I don't know how many they made. Like the second one was like Pandora's Box, and that was that giving that sex dungeon type of thing, right? Or underground sex thing that Tyler Perry put in here. Original Sin with Angelina Jolie and Antonio Banderas. Is it? I think. Okay, I don't know. So it's been a while since I've seen those movies and stuff like that, and I had probably, for the most part, had no business watching them, being so young and whatnot. But anyways, that's what he was going for, and I'm thinking that Tyler Perry, a lot of the reviews is like, oh, we want Tyler Perry to do better, and he's not doing better, and this, that, and the other. And I really think that Tyler Perry is content in how he tells stories and his artistry, because he don't really see anything wrong with it, And to be honest, as an artist, as a filmmaker, he does have the right to tell stories how he wants to, but also he has to accept that there is criticism too, because with this film and like most of his films, I think the audience feels duped in a lot of ways, and that's just because of issues with maybe like plot holes and one-dimensional characters, right? And in this film, it's no different. Like much of his films, the characters are one-dimensional. They are archetypes. They represent what they're supposed to represent. That's why they come off as cartoonish and at times cliche and stereotypical, because they're one-dimensional. They're not fully developed. They're meant to drive the story. They're meant to ride that plot line, basically. So, that saying that, I felt that Tyler Perry was just mimicking an erotic thriller, basically. Like he says it's an homage to erotic thriller. Okay, maybe. But we don't know Tyler Perry for making movies like this, so it was different. And that's probably the main reason why a lot of us want to watch it, because it's like, okay, this is not Medea, this is not, anything like that, even though he's made thrillers. But a lot, like unless you're a Tyler Perry fan and you love the dramatics of it, and you're not a Tyler Perry fan, you're not going to care for this movie at all. So let me just say that. So what do I have here? So I think he followed the model of the erotic thriller genre to a T, to the point that it felt too predictable and it felt too it just felt too predictable and too paint by numbers type of, like, to the T, like, and that could feel pretty annoying to an audience. I think it's like, I know what you're doing, I know what you're trying to do, I've seen other movies like this, but it's Tyler Perry's stamp. So his background is the playwright, melodramatics. His characters are one-dimensional archetypes, and there's a simple plot that drives the characters' motives, and all the way till we get to like a ridiculous, over-the-top climactic moment where it seems like everything is happening all at once, and it's like, what the fuck is going, basically. And and it just feels like it's coming from nowhere, even though we had this like long drawn out kind of build, and I don't know. But anyways, you get that, and then at the end it leaves you unsatisfied, because it's like I'm overstimulated by the dramatics, and now I feel like none of this makes any sense. It's not believable. It's ridiculous. And because it feels unbelievable, it's hard. The audience is taken out of it and frustrated, and that's what we get with Tyler Perry a lot of the times. Now, again, if you're not a Tyler Perry fan, this will bother the fuck out of you. But if you are, you don't care about none of that. You there watching it for entertainment purposes, just because it's entertaining. It's even something like a thriller. Like this, it's a thriller. It's not supposed to be funny. There's nothing. Of course, there could be some comedic moments, but it's, for the most part, it's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be suspenseful. It's supposed to be sexy, erotic. It's supposed to be chilling. And oftentimes, and for the most part, this movie misses the mark. Because it's just goofy in that way. Because it's trying to do something, and maybe this might be intentional on Tyler Perry's part. He might not care about that. He followed the model, and then of a thriller, erotic thriller, just like any of his movies. If he's doing a period piece, if he's doing a regular thriller, or if he's doing a murder mystery, romance, he's gonna follow the model, and then he's gonna do Tyler Perry. And you're gonna be frustrated because you're like, I wanted this, but you gave me that. I still feel like I'm watching Medea. But I thought you were going to do this, but you still gave me Medea, but there's no Medea. Okay? And I guess it's just what it is, So, let's see. Again, back to like character development. he relies on the plot for his character's motivation, but there's no strong character development. Okay, like his villains, his antagonists, you know from the jump that okay, there's something going on with the family, the in-laws, right? They got this, the older brother got this evil grin, and he's giving Kelly Rowland's character, and the mother, she just over the top, don't like her or the other wife. And by the end of the movie, we understand why they did what they did. We understand all this was just to push the older son, the brother-in-law, closer to becoming a mayor, politician. He's a DA. He's Kelly Rowland's I want to say enemy, but he's going up against Kelly Rowland because Kelly Rowland eventually decides to represent this artist who's suspected of murder. But we don't understand why the true villains are as crazy as they are, because that's what they're giving, or how they just have total disregard for the needs and emotions for, you know, May's life, May's feelings, and the older's brother's wife, who's May's friend. Like, they just don't, like, the mother can't stand them. The brothers are passive simps to their mother anyway. And yeah, like, it's just, we don't understand the villains in that way. They're just an archetype, right? Motivated by the plot. So again, the writing feels kind of cheesy at times, cringy. It could be too direct and obvious when the director is trying to point out certain things like evidence, and the lawyer is figuring out, Mia's figuring out things, and she's like, well, here's a video of your ex, and she said, and she plays it, and the chick's like, he's trying to kill me, he's trying to kill, like, shit like that. It's like really obvious. But also with the lazy writing, there's like Kelly Rowland deciding to go to the Dominican Republic and just randomly stumbles upon the true victim. Oh yeah, the victim, but she was not a victim because she was paid off by the in-laws. It's basically. So, again, I can't remember if they said she was from the Dominican Republic or not, but it's like, yeah, she just happened to want to go to the Dominican Republic after arguing with the in-laws and revealing that she had an affair. You know, out of all the places and stuff, it just felt like, I don't know. Yeah, and then she stumbled upon her working as a maid, pretty much. Instead of Kelly Rowland, it would have felt better if we saw Kelly Rowland being a lawyer. Like, she was walking around investigating things, but she, like, for that, she should have been able to, like, especially she has that Mac PI guy, for his help, you know, and use him more to, like, find out, I'm there, you know, find out that she was still alive and not dead, since there was no body, you know, instead of just deciding to take a vacation at the Dominican Republic and, oh, there you are, you know, that was annoying. And that was annoying, and that was ridiculous, and that was kind of a funny moment where she was chasing her down and spraying her in the face. So again, it's okay to have comedic moments in thrillers and shit like that, but it's like, it was just too Tyler Perry. It was too Medea-esque. Okay, so the good things about the film that I did like was the cinematography, and that it was you could tell it was a high budget. The color, um, the moody lighting, even though at times it seemed too dark, but at the same time, I guess it's fitting for the story thriller. The acting overall, for the most part, was good. Um, I think the PI did the best acting. Um, Mia's friend was very well. Her acting was very good, even though I think she should have been used a little bit more. Like she could have. Like I don't understand why she couldn't. Um, knowing that knowing what she'd done, and knowing that Kelly Rowland's character was with Zaire, why couldn't she, while she was having these conversations with her on and off, revealed to her that, yeah, I had this situation with him. Be careful. Like, why were the friends not being like voice of reason at all? Like, she has these friends. She has the PI, and she has I can't remember her name, but the one who's married to the in-law. And they were not voice of reason. Like, girl, you're a lawyer, you're a professional. He's this. Your client could be a murderer, but your job is to prove that he's not. But still, watch it. You know, like, I don't know. Like, there should have been something there, I think. And Kelly Rowland's acting was very good. Most of the times. I think where she got really emotional and she was arguing with Zaire, I was like, ooh, okay, I felt that. It was good. I just felt like at times, because I think that's the direction of Tyler Perry, that because she's playing a caricature. She a cold lawyer who's calculated, who's supposed to be logical. She's also dealing with a broken marriage, basically. Like, she's having issues in her marriage, and that's weighing on her, and I get that. So what, she's at work, she's focused on work, but she's yearning for something, and we get that when she meets Zaire, and Zaire is this artist, and he's just like, his job is to bring out some passion out of her a little bit, some desire. Like, I get that. I get it. But I just thought, like, at times her movements were just too mechanic and, like, okay, I'm a lawyer. I'm going to turn my head like this. I'm going to act like this. And I'm going to move real slow like this. And I'm figuring out things with my head. And I like that one part where she was like, okay, the murder took place right here. It is like, okay, is this her Monk moment? Like, she's like, you've seen the series Monk, where he's like kind of special, but he's very intelligent and he can figure out things like that. It was given that, but which is okay, which is good, because it's like, okay, so she's intelligent, she can figure out things, she's a lawyer, and that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But it was just so hard at times to, like, you could tell it just seems like she's like she's being told to be mechanical in her movements. I just didn't agree with that direction. Like, it was like, because it was just too, I don't know, it was cartoonish, I guess, to me, kind of. It was not exaggerated. I wish it was more subtle. Maybe that's it. I want it was more subtle. And her walking through the dungeon, and she's slowly, like, looking around, and it was very hard to see what was going on in her head with her facial expressions and moment. Like, I guess she's being cold and almost detached, but then you have to try to figure out, okay, does she like this? Does she find this pleasurable? Does she find this exciting? I didn't feel like chemistry going on between her and Zaire, really. I just felt like, okay, she felt betrayed and revenge, and he's there, and she wanted to try it, and or talk herself into engaging with him in that way. Because like the whole time she's being professional. She's like, I know my role. I'm here getting you off this case because I'm trying to get, because my in-laws are getting on my nerves, and I want to prove that I can win this, and win this, and go against the in-laws that don't like her. and then you're reading off these the evidence of what Zaire's into as far as sex goes, and that he's domineering, and he's aggressive and everything like that. And then he's all like, oh, that's just, I like to see pleasure on my women, but he likes that erotic shit, She's being logical. She's keeping that separation. And then you keep coming to his house because that's what he wants you to be at, because he's trying to trap you. Get it? Okay. He's trying to trap you. He can't trap you in the office in that setting. He's trying to correct. He wants to bring Kelly to his environment, have control over the atmosphere and everything like that to get her. I get it. And then it's like everything Zaire is saying and doing, like, he is an attractive man. He's muscular. And yes, Kelly's character is going through some things. So all this, can contribute to her wanting to have an affair. But his dialogue was like, it was flirty. He was being flirtatious, but then it was like, there was not enough, like, and I get, like, he can't be like too, like, because we learned that he's domineering and he's aggressive and he likes that shit. And again, Kelly's playing her role as his lawyer, and she's creating that, she's cold and keeping that distance. But if he was like maybe a little bit more like touchy-feely, or coming behind her and whispering shit in her, whispering what he's speaking to her, then and then we could see her, like, because I think one time he was like behind her and he was like helping her paint something, and he's like keep distracted her by talking about painting and stuff like that. It's like, okay, but I didn't feel the connection like in other movies and stuff where they have like the person is attracted to the artist, and there's this sensibility and passion and everything stereotypically associated with being an artist and everything. I didn't feel that with him. He felt like initially, he's aggressive. Maybe aggressive is not the right word. He's domineering, and he's kind of like hyper masculine, but he got this passion for art. You tell, he looks to women for his muse. He only paints women, and he likes the erotic stuff. He has fetishes, but he's not coming off too sensitive in his flirtiness. And it's like, why are you even thinking about like is it really turning you on? You read that stuff. Is that doing it for you, or are you just bored? With, or not happy in the marriage? And because then and then when it comes, he reveals, like, he's like, I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. He's like trying to get more from her. It's like, just because you say, you say you're attracted to her, like, is she supposed to drop her drawers then? But then the girl comes over, like, he has a rotation thing happening, and he's getting frustrated with Kelly because Kelly's not giving him what he wants. And he's like, well, I'm gonna get what I'm gonna get, but letting her know I want you. And then the girl, he starts having sex with the girl. He acts domineering still towards Kelly, with like not letting her leave right away and kind of forcing her to watch him. And Kelly's just standing there looking like, not looking away at all, just like looking like is she So I'm assuming, okay, you like that because you looking so long. Like you could have been like looking away, acting like, or just kind of like, you know, or becoming more demanding. Like I need you to press that button and let me go, motherfucker. Something. But I guess she was low key liking it. Okay, as it's written. Okay, and I don't know. And then of course the dude's getting off by it too, by that domineering and stuff. So I'm like, okay, Kelly, you like his domineering? Is because I know you weren't into the woman or into that situation because she didn't end up engaging, which looked like it was set up for a threesome, but she wasn't engaging in that. But of course she becomes motivated by the fact that she thinks her husband is cheating because the PI mistake basically is a mistake, but tells her that yeah, he's cheating. So then she goes back up there knowing that he's freaking another chick, walks up there, watches him, and it's like, I'm like, what is she expecting? Like, I know she ain't finna engage with both of them, so she's like, she don't say anything. She's just like, but he knows and he's cocky and he's like, yeah, I knew you're gonna be back. Da 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 da. Let's excuses that chick, and they start getting into it, and it's like none of that was really sexy at all. And then apparently Kelly was like acting like she was forcing herself to be engaged in this. So like, you're not really into this, or maybe it was just the setting that it was like. I don't know. So it made me feel like, okay, you really not into him like that, but you want to have revenge sex. So they go out on the bike. They go on the bike, which is a cliche thing because how many movies you seen where the man and woman is riding the motorcycle and everything like that type of thing. But I guess it's like to build up adrenaline and whatnot. Get into the mood, vibrations of the motorcycle. And and then they have sex. As far as the sex scene goes, because this is an erotic thriller, I thought that scene, the sex scene, was intriguing. It was beautifully shot. Maybe kind of cliche with the paints and candle wax and everything. And I was just like, okay, maybe because he felt her vibe. It was like, because he comes off as domineering. Then he's talking about all that, he likes it rough and this, that, and the third, and deep and stuff like that, even though he wants to create pleasure and stuff. But the other woman, he couldn't handle her, basically. So for Kelly, he decided to be more romantic, kind of, and passionate, and a little less aggressive, I guess, because that's how the sex was shot. Okay. And then, next day, there's Kelly's artwork above her and stuff, and she's like, okay, what is up? It's like, what do you mean, what is up? Are you not figuring this out, Kelly? Are you not? He's inspired by the women he messed with, okay? Question is he a killer? Yeah, so Zaire is basically someone who is driven by his conquest of women, and he's just like lacking this fear of prison. Like he's just moving around, he's just handling and talking with Kelly like all he cares about is conquering her. All he cares about is because she already decided to take on his case and help him. So, and we learned that he's an opportunist. He's all about using these women to get what he wants, what he needs. He gets creative inspiration from them, and he paints them and stuff like that. But when he don't need them, he lets them go. He dogs them out, which is. But she was already helping him and stuff like that. But it's like, or he just wanted to have his way with her, I guess. And he's just a horny artist, basically. So yeah, I wasn't in love with Zaire's character either, because he was an asshole, basically. He was an asshole artist, and like again, if the characters were developed more, and it was like I could you could have the complexity of, okay, he's an asshole, but he's asshole because of this. And another part is, like, I didn't understand why Mia got emotional when she found out that Zaire was playing her. Um, when she talked to the gallery, um, the woman that works at the gallery, um, and when she found out they had to share the same experience with him, because it's like, okay, he used all these women. He's a womanizer. Like, how's it? How did you not figure that out? And what did you want from him? Like, you didn't love him. You weren't that into him. You couldn't have been. You know. You're so like, what are you acting like you're getting your feelings hurt for? Like, you're dealing with someone who's has a long list of women he's been dealing with, and who's up against, he's on trial for murder, possibly murder. And I didn't understand why she was feeling the way she was feeling. Like, okay, you're being used. Only thing he is doing, like, he wants you to be his lawyer. He wants you to defend him. You know that. Obviously, he thinks whether he just picked her because she's physically attractive, and he's too busy thinking about his dick instead of getting off the case, or escaping prison, I should say. And like, that was clearly, it was lust, okay? Like, you walked in on him having sex with another woman, and it didn't have her sloppy seconds. So why was she emotional about this dude using her for his needs? He needs you to get him out of prison. You know that. Like, you weren't in love because y'all had sex. Like, it could have been. Like, I didn't get that. And then, Tyler Perry keeps spoon feeding us the obvious, which is just what it is. Like, we could tell from the jump, the in-laws weren't shit. And that whole extra, her breaking the Mia's cell phone and stuff, it was so extra, so dramatic, overly dramatic, and play-like, for him. So it's like, okay, she's hiding something. She's trying to stop something from being revealed. Get it. And, yeah, so like, just overall, it was an okay movie that fits Tyler Perry's style. And if you're not into Tyler Perry's style, you're not going to like it, because it's going to piss you off. Because you're going to feel cheated in some way. Even though he follows for the most part, the main steps of an erotic thriller. And I think as far as erotic thriller, it was still pretty much tame. He had the stereotypical underground sex cult space, whatever you want to call it. Fetish room, whatever. The artist is all about his creation and muse and being a womanizer. Zaire just didn't have that sensitivity, that stereotypical sensitive romanticness within him. It was just domineering and like, I get what I want, what I need, and he's not ashamed about expressing that type of thing. So he's like not even trying to play in your face. Like, that's what he is. So that's why I didn't understand, Mia acting brand new. Like, you thought he don't love you. It's like, what are you getting emotional about? And all the characters aren't fully developed, and they just caricatures. So they're gonna be stereotypical, cliche, and it's just what it is. So yeah, that was my thoughts on the movie Mea Culpa.